Hi, Fitness Foundations. This is a stretch class. It's a 20-minute stretch class, and let's get going. So you just need a mat, no shoes. We'll start on the ground, and we'll start in a seated position. So, comfortable seated position. If you want to sit up on a pillow or a block, you can do that. Cross the legs. Close your eyes for a moment. Listen to your breath. Hands, palms can be down or up. Let's just take a deep inhale in. And exhale. Opening back up your eyes. Reach up your right arm. Take your left arm out. Give a little push into the ground and stretch over. So you're pushing and stretching through your ribs. Inhale to lengthen your body. Exhale. Release your shoulder blades. Keep both your sit bones on the ground as you really reach your arm over your head. Maybe it goes straight. Inhale. And exhale. Same arm crosses over the opposite leg. Straighten out the spine and then reach behind you with the other arm and twist. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And exhale to twist. Back to the center, and let's do the other side. So lift up your left arm, right arm goes out. A little bit of a push, reach the arm over, relaxing your shoulders. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, just reaching. Maybe you can straighten up the arm. Keep your sit bones, both of them on the ground. That same arm crosses over, opposite thigh, straighten back out the spine, and twist. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale to twist. Take it back to the center. If your legs are crossed, switch the cross of the legs. Wait, and grab onto your left thigh. You're going to really grab onto it. Take it with both your hands. Shift away from the left thigh and move the skin. It's just this tiny move. Move the skin over to the side. Press your hand onto your left thigh and push in. Walk your other arm behind you and twist away from the thigh. Take a deep breath, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Keep pushing into your thigh as you twist away from it. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. Gently come back to the center. And we're going to take it on the other side. So grab onto your thigh on the other side. Now you shift your weight away and you move the thigh away. So actually feel like you can move the skin away, moving it away. Press your hand onto your thigh and lengthen your spine. And then exhale and twist away from it as you're pushing into the thigh. So you actually feel the push into the thigh and breathe. You can walk your hand back more. Straightening out the arm as much as you can. It's okay if the shoulder hikes up. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to twist. Really push into the thigh. Both sit bones stay on the ground. This is a hip release and back. Inhale. And exhale. Gently take it back to the center. Shrug the shoulders once and big exhale. Just let it go. Whew. Nice. Take your feet into what's called a Baddha Konasana. So those are both of your feet together. It's a yoga term. If you need to put something under your legs, go and grab 2 pillows. Maybe you have yoga blocks, or you can just roll your mats if that's enough for you and set it down there. So go on and take a moment in this position. You can sit up high on a block or a pillow if this feels uncomfortable on the ground. And breathe, lengthen your spine. Big inhale. And big exhale. We'll take a shoulder release. I'm going to turn around just so you can see what I'm doing. So, stay in this position. You take your shoulders up to your ears. So you inhale, shoulders up. Hold your breath right there and squeeze the top of your shoulder blades. Now, as you exhale, you draw the shoulders down the back. So do that again. Inhale, shoulders up. Hold the breath. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, draw the shoulders down. Let's do the middle shoulder blades. So you stay here. All you do is inhale, just squeeze your shoulder blades in the middle. Exhale, draw them down. Let's try that again. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades in the middle. Exhale, draw them down. Last thing, you're taking your arms here. You're going to wing your back of your tips together. So there's a little wing. So inhale to wing the tips together. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down. Again, inhale, wing your bottom of your shoulder blades together. Exhale, draw the tips down. Good. And release. You can unroll the mat and come out of that position. Let's start to take it up to a stretch. So we're going to take it onto a tabletop, that's knees position. If this hurts your knee, we're taking one knee, flip the mat over or put something underneath the knee. And then take your other foot forward. So this is a lunge position right here. You've got your knee down and your foot. Drop your tailbone and take a little tuck. It's really tiny. So it's here, tuck. That's all, just a tiny bit. But you'll actually feel that stretch right here. And breathe. Deep inhale. And exhale. Feel like you can lengthen here. Good. All you have to do is just stay and breathe in this position with this tiny tuck. You can always hold on to a wall or chair if you feel like you cannot balance and stretch at the same time. That's fine. Deep breath, big inhale, big exhale. Good. The leg that's in front, you're going to take the opposite arm and set it down next to the leg that's in front. So you're in a twisting position. And then you open up the other arm to the side and then try to stack your shoulders if you can. And take this nice big twist. Inhale again. Exhale to twist. Awesome. Bring it back and let's switch sides. So you're switching your knee. Again, make sure there's padding under the knee. It's really important. And the other foot goes forward. Take this tiny tuck. You can even bring your hands down and just swoop and tuck your, it's like your butt cheek tucks under. Good. And breathe. Make sure the toes are facing down. So it's the toenail side of your toes are facing down. So you're not tucking in your toes. Deep breath. Listen to the breath. Good. Place the hand down that's opposite of the foot that's in front. And then you open up and twist. Try to stack the shoulders if you can or reach your fingertips. They're nice and strong. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And bring it back down. Awesome. You're doing great. Let's take it to a standing position so you can unroll your mat. So go on and stand it up. Any way that feels good. Take the legs nice and wide. So this is wider than shoulders, hips. Turn them in a tiny bit. So it's a tiny turn in, not too much. It's going to open up and release. Work, maybe stretch a little bit here. Take your hands to your waist and take your elbows back and stretch over here. Try to keep a flat back. That's why you take your hands to your waist first. And once you're here, let your head drop, and then you can let your arms drop. Now you're trying to keep your back as flat as possible. So when you come down, you want to think head and tailbone flat back. Maybe take your hands onto the ground, or maybe take your hands onto your shins to help you with that flat back. Now the head can drop, but everything else you want to be flat from base here down to your tailbone. Keep the weight even, so not too far back, not too far forward. And let's take 3 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Lift your collarbone if you feel like your back is starting to arch. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more. Inhaling. And exhaling. We'll come out of this. You can soften your knees to slowly slowly roll it up. Great. And keep the legs nice and wide. I'm just going to turn so you can see me. And we're going to externally rotate them now. So that goes out. You bend your knees. They go right over the toes. So you're pointing right in the direction of the toes when you bend your knees. And then bending your right elbow, push your left hand into the thigh and twist. Watch your knees and make sure that they're pointing in the way of the toes. So make sure the knees don't roll in or roll out. And breathe. This is another great thigh hip release. Let's switch to the other side. And stretch. Good. And bring it up. Awesome. Go into a lunge series. So if you need to hold on to something, grab a chair or have a wall to hold on to. You're going to take your foot in front of you, that's your right foot, and take your left foot behind you. Now you bend your right knee. Make sure that the knee stays right over the ankle and it's pointed in the direction of your second, third toe. The back leg is straight behind you and you're on the ball of the foot. Try to keep the back leg as straight as possible, even if you stay up high. Inhaling, if you can take your hands off the wall or chair, do so, that's fine. And exhaling, you can sink a little bit lower maybe. Both your hip bones face the front. If this feels all great, lift the arms up. Good. Take mine down just so you can see. You're straight here in the sagittal plane. And exhaling. One more time. Inhaling. Feel the stretch right here. And exhaling. Great. Remember what we did earlier? Same arm that's opposite of the leg that's in front comes down, and you take a twist. Open up. Keep the back leg straight. Inhaling. And exhaling. Awesome. Take it back. Both your hands go on the inside of the foot. Walk your hands a little bit outside and turn your front toe to a diagonal. Turn your back toe. Great. And this is in a stretch. You're going to bend your knee and take your hips a little bit backwards. Now, again, really watch that the knee's over your second, third toe, and this is going to stretch here. If it's too much on your knee, stand it up, shake it out a bit, and just do a tiny, tiny bit. If you can get really deep into it, that's great. Get really deep into it and breathe. Good. Make sure your knee's still going in the direction of the second, third toe, and if you can get your pelvis backwards, it's going to help from the knee. And breathe. Straighten out the leg and bend the knee slightly to roll up, and we're just going to do the other side. So face your other direction or face the same direction, just do the other side. So one leg's in front. Remember, you can hold on to something if you need to. And lunge position, drop down, really lengthening here and breathing. Hands on hips, straighten out your back leg as much as you can. Good. Deep breath, big inhale. Try to lengthen through your ribs, but relax your shoulder blades when you breathe. And big exhale. Root down through your heel, and you might feel your glute engaged. That's fine. Lift the arms up if you want to. But relax your shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking the arm down right next to the foot that's on the ground and twisting, trying to stack your shoulders. So rooting down through your standing leg. Try not to shift the knee. Make sure it's still pointed in your second and third toe direction. Deep breath to lengthen. Deep breath to stretch and open. Place your hands on the inside of the foot and turn your toe again, tiny bit diagonal, and then this foot comes to the ground. You're going to bend the knee and you hinge it backwards, and that stretches here. And you can place your hands on the ground and breathe. How low you go is by taking the pelvis backwards. So make sure that this knee doesn't go too far forwards. That would put way too much pressure on the knee. You can keep your hands on the ground so that it doesn't put too much pressure on your knee. This stretches your hips and your inner thigh. Deep breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Good. And then straighten out the leg. Walk the feet in a little bit if you need to, and roll it up. Awesome. Hands on hips. Let's just circle. Wow. 3 times. Good. And let's circle around the other way. 3 times. Good. Let's come up into doing some stuff for the shoulders, for the arms. So right arm, I'm going to take it down so you can see it, and feel free to kneel down or sit down if you want to, or you can stand doing this. You're going to lift up your right arm, if I'm near you, and take it behind you just like this. Give a little pressure and lift your collarbone. So you can do this kneeling, sitting, or standing. Strong core and lifting your collarbone right here. And let's switch to the other side. So here, a little bit of a push and breathe. Deep breath, big inhale, big exhale. Good. Let's do some downward dog series. So you're going to come to the mat. And let's come to the back of the mat. We'll walk it out. So you're going to drop your head and you walk it out here. You place the hands on the ground. Now you bend your knees. Bend your knees a lot. And then push into your hands and take your chest to your thighs. Stay there for a moment. Just bend the knees, chest to thighs. Squeeze in the triceps. Tiny, tiny bend of the elbows that's not even noticeable to the eye, just so that you're not walking out. And let the head release. Release your shoulder blades. 3 breaths. Now, don't move anything on this next breath except for trying to take your heels to the ground. Keep your hips the same place they were. Keep your head the same place they were. One more breath where you're at. And bring your knees to the ground. Okay. And sit back. If this feels comfortable to you, come to this seated position. If it doesn't, you can always come to a cross-legged position. Wrist stretch. Take your hands straight out in front of you, palms away. Turn so that the fingers go down. Place the fingers right by the knees. Bend the elbows back, and then press your palms into the ground. So there's always a little bend of the elbows here. Take the weight backwards. Just deep breath. Awesome. And release. Let's do the downward dog again. And we're going to lift a leg if you feel comfortable. So remember how we got into it. You lift up the knees, you press into your hands, you take your chest to your thigh. Now don't move anything except for straighten the legs. So you don't take your heart more forward. It stays right here. 3 breaths. Maybe you want to lift one leg, take it high up to the ceiling. Mine comes out of the frame, and keep your shoulders square. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you just lift it and cross it behind. Release your shoulder blades. Once you've done one, let's try the other. You can take it high, or you can cross it behind. Once you've done both of them, back down onto your knees and release. Great. Grab some water. You need some. That was awesome. Awesome. Let's finish on the ground with some on the ground stretches. So you're taking it all the way to a laying down position right here. Separate your feet hip width distance and your hands come down to the ground. Now you tuck the chin as you roll and curl the pelvis. So there's this curl, roll, and tuck the chin. Push, push, push into your feet as you lift up and puff up your chest. Tuck the chin, keep pushing into your feet and move your thighs away from your head, so that direction you're feeling it. Your thighs are moving. Make sure your feet are firmly on the ground and they're pointed straight out as your knees point straight out. One more breath. Slowly rolling it down. Take your feet straight up to the ceiling. And breathe. pull the navel in, a little bit of an ab exercise, and maybe move the feet a little bit away from the head and pull the navel in and breathe. Bend the knees, take your arms into a goalpost position and then lay them on the ground. So, come a little here so you can see that. Goalpost position, lay them on the ground, just like that. Lift up your knees. And then drop your knees to the right or left side. It's okay if your arm comes off the ground, especially the shoulder. But if you can, keep your elbow and fingertips on the ground. 3 breaths here, relax your shoulder. Sometimes I even lift my hand up to the shoulder that's stretching and give it a little bit of a massage. Deep breaths. To come back up, just grab onto your legs, help them back up since you just really worked the back and you don't want to do anything that's going to work the back muscles too intensely since you're stretching it. Lift up here and go to the other side. Big breath. So you're trying to relax this shoulder here, just a little push maybe. Just tell it to relax. Don't need to force it down. It's all about relaxing the muscle. The shoulder muscles, all the little tendons that are around the joint. Big inhale. And exhale. Slowly roll it back to the center, using your hands to lift your legs back up. Great. Let's roll over. We're going to finish with something at the very end. Use your hands. Great. So this last thing I wanted to show, it's really good for your feet. Make sure your feet are clean before you do this. You're going to lift up a foot and place it over the other. You can always do this sitting on a chair. You've got 5 fingers, you've got 5 toes. You stick a finger in between every toe. 2, 3, 4. Hold up your foot, grab it, whatever. If you're sitting on a chair, maybe you're just going to sit it there. And you circle your foot as you flex and you point through. This is really good for your feet, and it's really good for your ankle. Especially if you're feeling like you're not walking as much as normal. You need to exercise the feet. So see, I flex and I bend, and I circle. Yeah, you don't have to lift it up as high as me. Good, and I shake it out. And then release. Other side, same thing. So you're putting a finger in between every toe. So pinky next to pinky and all the way. And then your thumb is on the outside of the big toe. So, and then you're circling around, other way. Like this. Little shape. And release. Nice. Deep breath in. Big exhale. Good job. Thank you.